Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Kayla Lords.
John Brownstone.
Of Loving BDSM, where we help kinksters like you have happy, healthy power exchange relationships. This video is not really about power exchange relationships, but it kind of, sort of relates. We are...
In a fun way.
Sure. We're taking this opportunity at the end of 2020 to announce a thing we're doing in 2021 that we have teased in our podcast for several weeks. Maybe longer. And that is Kinky Book Club. Mm-hmm. So we are about to go on break for a couple of weeks. There won't be any new videos until like the second week of January, I think. But we wanted to help everybody who might be interested in Kinky Book Club get ready for it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a quick rundown of what it is, how it's going to work. And if you're interested in joining in any month that intrigues you, there's a book you want to read, please do. Just so you know, not all of the books are printed books that have to be physically read. Many, almost all, I think, are ebooks, and 4 have an audiobook option. So all of the link information to the books will be in the description box. We're just going to give you a quick rundown of how this is going to work. So if you do want to join in, you have time to plan for it. Okay, so Kinky Book Club starts January 2021. We're reading a book a month. What we intend to do is read the book in the month. At the end of the month, a video will come out and we will talk about what we read and what we think of it. My intention is to use the premiere function here on YouTube so that we can actually watch it together and we can chat while it's going live, and then you can give real-time reactions and we can chat instead of trying to do a live stream. I like live streams. I cannot do all those live streams. That's a lot of live streams that we already did.
It's a lot to keep on track with what you're talking about and then try and focus on the chat.
So we're going to do it as a recorded video, but we'll chat about it during the premiere. And then if you come to the video later, you can't make it to the premiere, then leave a comment and we will talk to you there as well. If a book has like reader questions or we come across them, we will absolutely use those, but otherwise it'll be, here's what we read, here's what it was about, here's what we thought, stuff like that. We will offer for our members on Patreon, patreon.com/Kayla Lords, a special channel, am I using the right word?
Yeah.
Channel in our Discord server to talk about the books during the month. So if anybody who is currently one of our Kinky patrons or wants to become one, wants to actively chat about the book with others while it's being read before the video comes out, that will be an option. That is a paid option, but don't worry, the conversation about the book in a video, totally available to anybody who logs into YouTube. So, but that is an extra perk now of being one of our Kinky patrons. So the way we did this, I had a lot of help putting this list together. I did not magically come up with all of these books. A fellow kinkster named Chase Trammell, he helped me. I was like, you're really good at research and you read a lot of kink books. Can you help me put together this list? And he did. So thank you, Chase. We are going to alternate every month. It's going to be, January will be a nonfiction book. February will be a fiction. March will be nonfiction. We're going to alternate back and forth like that. So 6 nonfiction books, 6 fiction books. And we tried to get a range of styles of books and topics and also voices so they are more diverse than maybe what some people often read. We're gonna try and expand our horizons in 2021. So let me go through the books. We currently, this is December of 2020 as we're recording, we currently own 3 of the books. We have to get the rest of the books. So I'm going to go through them real quick. If you want more information on them, please use the links in the description box. The first one is our mutual favorite.
Yeah.
We have both already read this book, but we will read it again. And that is Tongue-Tied by Stella Harris. We recommend this every time somebody's like, what can I do to learn more about communication? We say read this book. There is a paperback, which we own. I believe I received this as a review copy. We reviewed it ages and ages ago. Paperback, there's an ebook. There is not an audiobook, and I really wish there was an audiobook of this. And that might happen in the future, but check it out. Tongue-Tied by Stella Harris. It's all about communicating better, not just in kink. There's actually, I think, 1, maybe 2 chapters devoted specifically to kink. It's about communicating in your relationship about sex, about your wants, about your needs. There's a lot of figuring out what you want so you even know what to communicate. There's also information on figuring out ways to communicate and figuring out ways that will work for both you and your partner. It's so comprehensive. I freaking love this book.
When I read it, I thought I was good at communication. And I read that book and I was like, wow, I still have a lot to learn. And there and even some new things that I picked up from it.
I also enjoyed having some of the things we've said about communication for years get validated. So that was nice.
True.
So that is January, tongue-tied. In February, we're going to read a fiction book called Push the Button by Feminista Jones. It's not new. It's several years old. I don't care. It sounded really good. It's about a 30-something DS couple living their DS life, but also living their sort of vanilla life, and something happens. I don't know. The blurb did not give a spoiler, but something happens, and they then have to wrestle with, we have to deal with this thing that has happened. Can our power exchange survive this? Can we still keep that while we deal with this other thing? One of the lines in the blurb on bookshop.org was like, oh, this is about the normalcy of power exchange. I was like, yes, I'm here for it.
Yep.
So that is what we're reading in February. In March, we're going with, it's really a classic, I'd say. It's not the one we recommend as often as we recommend some of the others, but it's only because we haven't read them. The first one for March is going to be the new Bottoming book by Dossie Easton and Janet Hardy. Basically, it's about being the best bottom you can be, not just a submissive, but a bottom in all its forms. And I think in the blurb it even said this is talking about the art of that. That dominance is not the only art that there is. There's an art to being a bottom. And we absolutely recommend, even if you're not a bottom, if you are a top or a dominant, please read this. There's always something new to learn from the other's point of view that can help inform what you do.
Absolutely.
And somehow we still have not read this book.
I know.
So we're going to fix that this year. April, we are reading Cheeky Spanking Stories.
Ooh.
It's an anthology edited by Rachel Kramer Bussell, whom I adore.
There's a topic close to my heart.
Right. We actually own this book. You bought it at Eroticon.
That's right.
From a book stall.
Yes.
Eroticon is an erotic writing conference in London. It's a sex writing conference, I should say. And lots of us write books there, and so there was a book stall, and this was one of the books, and we still have not read it, and so we're going to. I don't think I have to tell you what it's about. It's about spanking stories. And there are several, and there are a variety from light kink to harder core stuff. Spankings! Okay. In May, we've read the new Bottoming book a couple months ago. Now we're going to read the new Topping book by Dossie Easton and Janet Hardy. It's about the art of being a top, not just a dominant, but all the things topping can mean. Again, it's another sort of new-ish classic. When I say new-ish, it's been out for a while, but there are others that have been recommended that have been out longer.
It's been out for a while, but what's nice about it is that it is updated on a regular basis to reflect new information, new ideas.
And I'm wondering if they're going through an update of I think it's the new Topping book, because when I went to pull the links for how people could purchase them or read about them, they didn't have, I think, ebook or audiobook information, but the new Bottoming book did. So by the time we get to this one in May, there might be a new edition out. We shall see. June, we're back to fiction. And this one is not one I would have automatically picked because it's not my style of reading, but thank you, Chase, for helping. We're going to read a book called Yes, Roya by C. Spike Trotman. It's an erotic graphic novel, so it's not like your, quote, typical book. And I know you love graphic novels.
Oh, I do.
I don't think I've ever read a graphic novel, so new stuff for me. I know. I'm about to be introduced into the world. It's set in 1963, and it features a three-way femdom relationship between one woman and two men. And the art looks super cute.
Okay.
Art looks super cute.
I'm up for that.
I know. I'm excited about that one.
I do like a good graphic novel. I mean, when I was a kid, they were called comic books.
Right. I know. I even think of them as comic books.
But now they have kind of changed it because they do tell more of a story. So in a sense, it is a graphic novel, aptly named. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think that one will be good. July, we're back to nonfiction, and we are going to read, we do own this one right now, Playing Well with Others, get it in the camera frame, by Lee Harrington and Melina Williams. This is about navigating kink within the community. They even say the essential guide to kink outside the bedroom. So hopefully by the time we're in July, more people get to go to clubs and parties and munches. And this is going to talk about etiquette and navigating that and dealing with other types of people and communities. And I am super excited to read this.
That is an interesting topic, and I did not know that existed. I'm very familiar with Lee Harrington. He's been around.
We're going to hear his name again later in this
list.
list.
He's been around lifestyle. I've read a couple of his earlier books, and very fascinating person. So yeah, I'm going to look forward to reading that.
Yeah, I am too, and I like the fact that it's a book specifically about navigating the community side of things.
And I think that's important. A lot of stuff talk about navigating online communities, but yeah, that's okay.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, August, we're back to erotic fiction. I'm sorry, I might have to buy this entire series when I buy, because this is book one of a series. My understanding is that they are standalone, so there's not a annoying cliffhanger at the end. If there is, we can roast it when we get to that video. But it is called, not gonna lie, this to me is a self-indulgent fiction book. It's clearly what you and I would, or I at least would want to read. It's called Haven, Beards and Bondage by Rebecca Weatherspoon. It's a DS erotic romance. City girl meets mountain man. Opposites attract. They're gonna get all DS-y and kinky, but they also have to work through personal traumas, both physical and emotional. So there's a lot going on. There's a whole series. I'm telling you, when I buy this one, I might buy all of them.
I'm a little curious about that one too. Always up for a little erotica there.
It sounded so juicy and good. I was like, oh, I bet the sex is going to be hot. So, September, names you have heard again. Radical Ecstasy by Dossie Easton and Janet Hardy. This is what I would call sort of leveling up. We're getting out of the basics of BDSM here. Okay. So, the two authors document their journey into the realm of transcendent kink and radical ecstasy, tantric sex practices, transcendence, sort of the, I would call, I mean, no disrespect, the woo-woo stuff.
Okay. Now, I have heard it talked about, tantric sex practices, meshing in with kink. I have heard of it talked about in different circles. Not really took a nosedive into looking at it.
I don't know anything about it.
But a little curious about that too.
I know. I'm like, this isn't normally my thing, but we're expanding our horizons in 2021. Yeah. October, we're back to fiction, and it is another anthology. This one is Sweet and Rough, Queer Kink Erotica by Sinclair Sexsmith. Sinclair Sexsmith has been around for a while, does a lot of writing, does a lot of educating, and these are 16 of Sinclair's best queer erotica short stories. I'm reading from the blurb. Full of dapper dates, femmes in pretty dresses, flogging, bondage, flirting on the subway, bold moves, and of course, that even added, of course, strap-ons. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So we're going to read that in October. Right. I feel like that works. October is Kinktober, so we're reading kinky stories. October is also a month we celebrate a lot between our wedding anniversary and my birthday. Right. Let's read some things that make us happy. Hey. Yeah. And
why not?
Expand our horizons. November, we are back to another Lee Harrington book. It's called Spirit of Desire. Again, I would say a beyond the basics kind of BDSM nonfiction book that takes a look at a very sort of specific lens. It's kind of like an anthology because it's 33 personal stories about the revelations, power, connections, and pathways explored in sacred kink. And I'm not going to lie, I don't have a working definition of what sacred kink means. Yeah. So we're going to learn something.
I believe he does a number of workshops on that topic. It's something he's become very involved in of late.
Gotcha. So we're expanding. So in December, we are on our final book. We are back to fiction because let's have some fun here. And we have another graphic novel. Ooh. And this one's part of a series too. This is a volume 1. Mm-hmm. It's called SFSX, which stands for Safe Sex, Volume 1, Protection by Tina Horn. So I'm going to read the blurb because I'm going to get this wrong and we don't want me to get this wrong. This sounds too good. Okay. It says, in a draconian America where sexuality is strictly bureaucratized and policed, a group of queer sex workers keep the magic alive in an underground club called the Dirty Mind. Using their unique talents for bondage and seduction, they resolve to infiltrate the mysterious government pleasure center, free their incarcerated friends, and fight the power.
Wow.
I know. And the art looks so cool from the cover anyway. All right. So that's what we're ending it on. So we breaks down to 6 nonfiction, 6 fiction. Of the nonfiction, 3 are what I would call basics, like foundational things you need to know. Communication, foundational. About topping, about bottoming, foundational. 3 higher level, deeper dive kind of books. One about the community. Very much looking forward to that. Yeah. And then we've got Sacred Kink, and we've got Ecstasy and Tantric. I don't know what, but we're going to learn about it.
Hey.
Then with our fiction books, we've got 2 anthologies, 2 graphic novels, and 2 DS kind of like erotic romance fiction, tell me a story kind of stuff.
Sweet.
I know. I think it's really cool.
Sweet.
So, just a reminder, the book club aspect of community kind of stuff is available to everybody through YouTube. It'll be probably our last video of the month each month, so we have time to read and to record the video. But if you want like an extra layer of stuff and you'd like more perks and to help us do what we do, we will have a special Kinky Book Club feature through our Discord server that is for our patrons. But you don't have to do that in order to be a part of it. We're putting the list out early so that people have time to figure out if there's a book that they really want to read along. And if like budgets are tight, then maybe you can find it, borrow it. Please do not pirate it, y'all. I'm an author. So that's not my favorite thing. I'm not recommending pirating it, but libraries do offer digital checkouts for some books, and if they don't have, and sometimes they're kinky and sometimes they're sexy books, you never know, depends on where you live and your library system. And if they don't have a book, sometimes you can request it and it might happen, you never know. But all of these should have an ebook component, even though the new topping book I think did not show an ebook link. I really think that might be because they're updating it. So that is an option for all of them. A few of them are audiobooks if you prefer to listen. They are all available in ebook. I think a couple are not available in print. So like 10 I think are available in print if you really want that. So it's, I hope, extremely diverse, just in range of what are we interested in, what do we want to know about, what haven't we read before, and we hope that you join us. Please. We're looking forward to it. Just so you know, the links I'll give you, we'll give Amazon links if there are people who don't necessarily like to purchase from Amazon. I understand, even though I purchase from Amazon all the time. The bookshop.org links you will see, those help indie bookstores. And those are affiliate links. So if you purchase through our links, bookshop.org, then we make a small commission. No pressure. I'm here for getting a book from a library, quite frankly. We will own all these books by the time I'm done because let us expand our BDSM library. So yeah.
We have lots of open space on the bookshelf.
We do. Yeah. And I'm not afraid of cramming in some more bookshelves into this house. Just saying. So that is it. We are going to be on break the next couple weeks. We hope you will join us in whichever month interests you for Kinky Book Club. And yeah, that's it. So, if you enjoy this, enjoy other things we've done, we like thumbs up. We love it when you subscribe.
And even better when you hit the notification bell so you get updates of new content.
Sure. And if you really, really like what we do, and you want to help us do more of it and get extra perks, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/KaylaLords. Bye. Bye.